What's up, guys? It's Fish Rocket here. I am on my way to the venue. In fact, that building right there to the left, that's the Marriott. Right now, I don't know if you can see that street sign, but we're on Windward Parkway at the intersection of North Point Parkway. This is just off 400 over there. You can see that's 400, easy to get to. We're kind of pulling in here. Just come right in the front. They have free parking, which is awesome. You see, it's pretty big, much bigger than your average hotel, and it's very nice inside. Find somewhere to park. Alright, I'm outside of the venue. I'm going to do my best to get footage of the inside, but I do not have permission to film anybody in the venue for legal reasons. So these shots are going to be kind of choppy and quick. But I'm going to give you the best look that I can of the inside of this place. Walking up to the entrance. I'm going to turn the camera off right when I get to the front because there's going to be people inside. So this is Salon D. You're actually looking at Salon D and E. E's over there, kind of where I'm pointing. But if you see this partition here, that's going to be drawn here. And from this point over, that's Salon D. It's about 2,000 square feet. It's pretty large, high ceilings. But you can get you can see that there's basically an infinite amount of chairs. They're going to offer all the chairs and tables. I'm just going to kind of walk through here and give you So right now we're looking at a table here. I got the measuring tape out. You can see that it is, see if you can see that. It's about 6 feet in length exactly. and you see my monitor on it. I'm going to be aiming to put 2 monitors per these 6-foot tables, so 2 people per table. You're going to have plenty of space to stretch out, and you're not going to be crowded. That's a 23.6-inch monitor, so you can see how much space that takes up. And of course you'll have room to put your Xbox and stuff like that. Now I believe the actual tables we'll be using aren't quite this wide. I believe they're maybe 1.5 feet or more, and this is about 2.5 feet, so keep that in mind. Now we might be able to use these tables, I'm not sure, but from what I remember, the tables were 6 by 1.5 feet, so keep that in mind as well. Okay guys, I've been in here for a while, with measuring tape and pulling out my extension cords, and I've got a good rough draft to show you. But first I wanted to show you the actual floor plan. And the hotel, I don't know if you can read it right here, but up here it says the Magnolia Ballroom, which includes this entire kind of stretch here, right? Well, they use air walls to partition it, and you have these smaller rooms and these kind of larger rooms in the middle. Well, we're in one of the larger rooms in the center, just this long partition here. And this room is 2,000 square feet. It's, I guess the dimensions I think are around 60 foot, from front to back, and then about 32 feet wide. And so, obviously, we're going to have as many people in here landing as possible. As you know, I have a 24-port switch. Well, around this switch I want to have tables. These tables are 6 feet in width and about 1.5 feet deep. So I've been doing some measurements, some basic outlines. You can see I have a tape measuring out, and I have actually I was using extension cords as gauges for distance. But I wanted to show you how I wanted to set up the 24-port switch with the tables encircling it. So again, you have tables about this long, not that deep though. That's about 2.5 feet. I think the tables we're working with, as I know right now, are about 1.5 feet deep. But this table here, 6 feet long, so that you can get a good estimate for distance. And so we're going to have it positioned starting here, right on this point, going long ways, going this way. So we have 6 feet this way, which takes us to about kind of this mark. And then we go down another 6 feet, have another table there. So we have 2 tables side by side. And this takes us to the exact center of the room, actually, which is right about here, as you can see. So you can see the door over there, that's right in the center. So we have from here, which is the center of the room, to over there towards the edge, we have 2 6-foot tables side by side. And then we have, let me go back over here, going down the room, we're going to have 4 tables side by side. So that's 4 6-foot tables, that's 24 feet. We'll have this extension cord right here, which is kind of hard to see on the carpet, but this is a 25-footer. And so I'm going to give you a good estimate by just following this cord. And actually we're going to need something more like 27 feet, because we have the tables obviously going the other way perpendicular to this, which are about 1.5 feet deep, and so those add up to about 27 feet. Well, this is the 25-foot mark right here, and so we're going to add a couple more feet, which takes you to about this chair that I've used as a gauge here at the 27-foot mark. So we have from this chair down to that tape measure that you see there. That's 4 tables, 4 6-foot tables side by side. And again, we're going to have 2 players per table. And so from this point, we're going to go over here back to the center of the room, like I said, where it takes us to this chair. And so that's going to bring us, the 2 tables side by side over to here, and then you go down again. So the 24-port switch with the table setup that I have is going to run us from one side of the room to just about the center of the room, and that's already going to accommodate 24 players. And so then we have basically this other half of the room, let me back up, to have a couple 8-man stations, which won't be difficult at all. I mean we can put the tables directly next to each other, probably like a traditional LAN that you do at your house. So the space on this side is not going to be an issue at all. You're not going to have them pushed up directly against the wall. I can have them running long ways, just like the other one, but I'll probably do them perpendicular to this wall, so that I can create a lot of space sort of in this opening corner here for people to gather, and maybe I'll have some tables over here, probably the registration desk, things like that. But I hope this gives you a basic idea of what I want to do. And again, I'm shooting for 48, but I just spoke to them about power, and we might have to lower it to something like 42 or 46, which sounds, kind of insignificant, but I need something like 145 amps to run, 48 Xboxes, and right now we're looking at like 140 amps available to us, which is ironic that we're only off by a couple of amps. But you got to be safe, so we don't blow any circuits and we don't ruin the event. So but I hope that gives you a good idea about what I want to do right now. Just in this partition, we're going to be using most of the space for gaming, but like I said, we might have a small open space out here. But again, the other footage I took, you can go outside and hang out. There's a good pre-function area. There's a restaurant and bar, and there's a main lobby and things like that. So if it gets too crowded, you have places, you have avenues to go to. And again, one thing I want to point out is that the ceilings are high. I think they're about 17 foot. And so that's good because, if you have 48 people in here gaming, or around 40 people, and you have Xboxes and monitors running, it can get hot. But with this extra, this ceiling height, the hot air is going to rise, and I'm hoping it won't get too hot. But that's one additional little perk we're looking at. But again, I hope that gives you a good idea. As you see, we have numerous chairs, and they will provide all the tables as well. So don't worry about those items.